Hi Deepti, welcome to Zee Connect.
Thank you. So good to see you, Priya.
Good to see you too once again, and it's always been a pleasure meeting you, knowing you over the years. For me, you are one of the OG influencers and content creators of this industry.
Yeah, I guess we met way back in 2012-13.
Exactly.
That's
imagine.
when I had started.
Yeah, you had started, and you told me you are an influencer, and I said, "What is an influencer?" I had no clue what that means even. And over the years, I've seen like there are so many who've come about in this industry. The industry itself has evolved and grown so much.
It's a billion-dollar industry.
Exactly, and you're going strong at it even today. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And you are going strong as well, I would say.
Thank you so much. So Deepti, tell me, you being one of the prolific content creators of today, take us back into your journey. Like you said, 2012-13 is when you started. What made you want to enter this industry, and how did you go about?
So my idea to start was to self-express. I had this idea of going to different places, talking about it, and like how you'll tell a friend, right? And I thought that why not I use social platforms and create something which would be beneficial for even people who don't know me.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. And also I would say I was looking for an identity. Yeah. And I just found it while creating content.
Lovely. But I've always loved that name, Jive with Deepti. So how did you come up with that, or did someone suggest it?
It's a funny story. I was just sitting with a college friend of mine and I was like, I want something with Deepti, because that time I didn't know, how to put it across otherwise.
Yeah.
So I thought I should have my name in it, but it should be rhythmic. So we just randomly over coffee, like, Jive with Deepti could work. So it was just a random conversation, to be honest.
Nice.
Not thought put across like how we do today.
Yeah. No, it's great. I think what works best is unplanned and just getting into it just because your gut says so.
Absolutely.
So tell me, you started with a little bit of fashion and travel, especially. Those were the key areas you were focusing on.
Sure.
So,
and I'm still continuing that.
You are still doing that.
Travel definitely is my forte, I can say. And with that comes wellness. So I'm doing a lot of travel with wellness as well.
Yeah.
And fashion is something that goes along with travel.
Yeah.
So I don't specifically do fashion separately, but I kind of include it in my day-to-day life.
Yeah, okay. Lovely. Tell me, what is the craziest travel experience you've had?
Craziest? Okay, most of my trips are crazy.
Really?
Because I go out of the box in terms of whatever the schedule is. I follow that and then I do something by myself. For example, in Malta, after everything was done, it was 10:30 as scheduled. So I was with Malta Tourism, I was traveling there, and we finished our schedule at 10:30, and I'm like, but I haven't explored nightlife, So I started at about 11 in the night until 2:30 I was exploring alone.
By yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I keep doing those kind of crazy things, which I'm sure you guys do as well.
Yeah, but I think, see, I've never been able to kind of convince myself to go on solo travel, and people say that's like extremely therapeutic and it will change the way you look at life.
So most of my trips are solo travels. Usually if it's not a tourism trip where you're traveling with a group, my own trips are always solo travel.
Really?
Yeah. And I think the idea of blending with the culture, meeting new people, exploring the food, exploring the local places, it gives me a real chill, actually, I would say.
Yeah.
And I come back with a lot of new ideas. And I feel like, okay, now I'm ready to go back to work.
I think, it's a refreshing change, and you can, and at the same time, you're also creating content alongside, because it is about something that you love doing anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
I think content creators cannot do without it.
Yeah. You never switch off.
Yeah, you never switch off. I've just made it a habit when I go for wellness trips. I don't really post anything during that trip.
You do it after.
But I record it, of course, but I come back and then do it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's just impossible to switch off. But it's so important that we maintain that balance to switch off, because it's so important for our own mental health. And, we need that break off social media.
Correct. 100%. Tell me one big challenge you have faced being a content creator slash influencer, and one maybe, the best thing about being one.
I think the best thing about being one is you're always updated with what's happening. It keeps you on toes. You're always doing something new.
Yeah.
Here what happens is we are always out and about.
Yeah.
So it keeps us young. Age doesn't come into picture because you're always trying something new.
Yeah.
And challenges, if you ask, okay, when I started, it was challenging because there was nothing called as content creation that time. So it was very difficult to introduce people, introduce brands. People used to what do you keep doing? Are you a model? I'm like, no, I'm not a model. But I'm creating content about things that I like to do.
Yeah.
So it was challenging that time. Brands were still learning.
Yeah.
But it was easy to kind of convince them because it was something new.
Yeah.
And they were not really spending money that time.
True.
And now if you see the challenges, because the space is so vast. Every day there are hundreds of content creators who just come up.
Yeah.
So you have to be so relevant in this, what you call the Gen Z age.
Yeah.
I think it's so important to be relevant. And sometimes I think in a little bit old perspective, thinking, okay, I should record an interview format, but that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It has to be more fun, something which is very engaging in the first few seconds.
True.
It's not like you have the time to convince your audience to buy into what you're saying after a couple of seconds.
True.
So the game is completely changed. And I think that's one of the challenges, is to constantly think what's going on, what's trending, what should I create.
Correct, absolutely.
And that is kind of taxing.
Yeah.
It kind of drains you out because you're like, oh my God, this is a lot to do.
Yeah, that's why those little breaks that you keep taking is so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also the wellness bit that you spoke about. Tell me something, you also had a little stint, which I think you're still continuing, is with a magazine that you founded somewhere around COVID. What was it about, and is it still going on?
Yeah, sure. So my background in terms of, I was a senior media planner with Altair Group. So I've worked with brands like Bloomingdale's, Armani, etc. So I had the experience in the field of luxury. I thought, why not I create some, because I love writing. So I wanted to create something which is completely catering to that audience, which is luxury lifestyle. So it's like a digital mag where I cover travel, fashion, interviews, but the focus is a lot into luxury space.
Very nice. Lovely. I have a little rapid fire for you, Deepti. So let me go straight into it.
Let's go.
Okay. Tell me, what is the most unusual or unexpected thing that you've packed for your travel?
Packed for my travel? Sorry. I think I've packed food, the packaged food that we get, because I was not sure in Japan if I'm going to get anything vegetarian, because I'm a vegetarian.
I was about to ask if it was theplas.
Yeah, it was theplas with mirchi.
That's actually
typical, right?
Yeah, you're a Gujarati.
I'm a Marwari.
You're a Marwari, okay. But I think theplas is something which most Indians, most Desis love to eat, and it's something which, even if it goes cold, you can use it for a couple of days. You'll still enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I think most
and it's like a safety point that if you don't find anything, room mein jaake at least you can have that.
Thepla, true. Okay. If you had to choose a travel buddy from a famous personality, who would it be and why?
Like a celebrity, you mean?
Yeah.
I think I would travel with Rajiv Khandelwal.
Really?
He's a very interesting person. I know him, he's a friend, and he travels a lot.
Okay.
And his travels are so interesting. So he would do bikes when it's about mountains, or he would go to a very small town of Switzerland and just chill there. And that's the kind of balance I like. So I think I would love to travel with him.
Okay. A brand that's on your bucket list to collaborate with?
A lots actually.
Yeah.
A lot of brands. Actually, I'm working with some of them, hopefully, in the coming months. It's from the luxury space, so watches. Okay. I think watches is something that I really want to focus a little bit on. So I'm going for the watch show that happens. It's called Watches and Wonders.
Yeah.
That happens in Geneva. So I'm
Okay.
looking forward to work with a lot of brands there.
It's perfect because
Yeah.
Swiss watch brands are
Absolutely.
like the best in the world.
So I'm traveling soon for that.
Lovely. Wish
So
you
hopefully that would be
that
off
will be
my
checked.
bucket.
Yeah, soon. Okay, what's a fashion rule that you swear by?
I think comfort over anything else. You have to be so comfortable in what you wear. And then you can just put on your makeup and some accessories and you're done.
And you're done.
Yeah.
And the one thing that you carry with yourself, which everybody loves about you, is the confidence. That you
Yeah,
have
confidence and the smile, I think.
and the smile you have.
Yeah, I think that is something which can never go wrong, right?
Not at all. And like I said, I've been seeing you for years, and I've also seen like not just your professional growth, but also your personal life going up and down. We all have our own battles to fight. But this smile that I have seen on your face, the glow that's there, touch wood, that has never disappeared. And we hope that continues, and so does your success on the
you so
professional
much.
front. But thank you so much for talking to us, Deepti. It was a pleasure.
Likewise.